everyone, take three. I did try recording this Saturday and Sunday, didn't happen, so hopefully third time's the charm. Um, I know I was supposed to be here last weekend, but as I put in the community bit, I just had too many events and didn't pre plan for them, so ran out of physical hours in the day. But I will get right into it. I have my November update as well as a few things to share, and then my plans for 2026 as they currently stand. So let's get into it. Only worked on the one whip, which is not surprising. So this is Haystack Sunset by artwork or photography by Jeff Pritchard, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I have broken it into a quadriptych and I'm working on the last part right now. Here is a photo of what it will look like when it's done and where it was last time you saw it. Then here is where it is now. In November, I put in 6,225 stitches and I am sitting at 32.13%. That's not completely accurate for the November ending. I did forget to take that detail down, so that's current. I know I wanted to get 550 done by the end of the year, but that's not going to happen because I have 6,978 stitches left, which is more than I got done in November, and we're halfway through December with nowhere near that. But that's okay. And here is the comparison photo. So if all you're after is an update on that, you can head off now after a very quick video. I am hoping next year will be a little more stitching, and I'll get into that later as to how I plan for that. Before I get into my plans, I do want to share something that I got done for my organization space that I am so proud of and so happy it turned out. I think if you've watched me, you know that I use Annie's Keepers. They, for me, are the perfect system. I absolutely adore them. Do wish they were a little easier to get in Australia, but that's okay. And recently I decided instead of writing on them, I would make sort of stickers so it looked a little bit more professional. And here is the first slide complete. So I've got custom stickers I made on each of the Annies. I've got the number along the top so I know where to put the Annie back. And the thing I'm probably most in love with, and that's not focusing properly, I've also got the numbers along the top. So when it's sitting in the box, I know which slide to pull out without having to worry about it. So I am absolutely in love with how it turned out. I have got the first slide completely done, and I can't wait for all of them to look like this. Um, it will take a while because it's quite fiddly, but well worth it. Um, and something that I found while I was cleaning and organising was my floss toss sample. I know a lot of people have like the DMC books, and I was considering getting one of those, but I like the idea of pulling out specific colours that you need and seeing how they work together. So I found this. This isn't the end, I've still got a few adjustments to make, but this is my first prototype. So I like the idea of actually seeing what the thread looks like stitched. Probably not the best colour to start with, so you can see what I'm talking about. um, but I've got like stitched up the top, like a block of stitching, one sort of alternating, so there's um, Ada showing through, and then I've got back stitch, both two strands and one strand. I do want to modify this slightly so there's more stitching present, um, but I've got to figure out how to label it. At the moment, I've got felt, which is not the easiest to, and I don't really want to write on it because my handwriting goes through stages. Anyway, so I don't know whether I want to freehand embroider the felt, whether I want to put something different on the back so I can potentially print it. If you've got any ideas, let me know, because I really want to create something very similar to that. And the reason it's that size is because I actually bought coin collecting, not folder, sleeves. And so that fits perfectly in each sort of slot, and that way I can have in numerical order if I just want to flip through, but I'll be able to pull them out and, as I said, see each of the flosses together, and that will be a very long-term project, because obviously it takes a bit to stitch, but I've got to really finalize how I want it done before that point as well. Okay, so that's the sort of update and random things I wanted to show you. Now getting into my plans for next year. There's still a few things that I'm formulating, but I wanted my plans to be out in the world before the year began. So we'll work on it, and if you've got any ideas or suggestions, I would greatly appreciate them. The biggest one I will be doing is Daily 30. I really appreciate, I'm sorry if you can hear Smokey yelling. What's up, baby? I really appreciate how Daily 30 works, and it seems to work with my brain to get a lot of progress on. So, here comes your mama. So, my main Daily 30 piece will be Haystack Sunset, and that will get like the 30 minutes every day. He's a bit of a big goober. And then I nominated 3 whips for their year-long challenge, and we don't know yet what that entails. But I nominated Needleworker by Little House Needleworks, My Shadow by Heartstring Samplery, and Dogwood Mini by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Cindy Christensen. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they want us to do with that and how many stitches I can put into those whips. The next game slash challenge that I will be participating in is Whip War with Julie from Silver Stitches. We are starting small to see how we like it, and are doing Stitching Buds Are the Best, the free design by My Big Toe Collections. I first saw this game on Floss and Found, and they mentioned that it was sort of created by Terry Lee Crafts. I can't find the video that Terry Lee Crafts did anymore. It showed as private in my window, so if I can find it, I will link it. Otherwise, I'll try and describe it even though we're changing it. So in the original game, you each pulled from a deck of cards, and say one person pulled a 2, one person pulled a 3. The person who pulled a 3 would put 50 stitches in, and the person who pulled a 2 would put 20 stitches in. And this would continue until someone finished the whip, and that person won the whip war. Because Julie and I have picked such a small design, we didn't really want to do the playing cards because we're not sure that the stitch counts would allow for a bit of a fun game. So we will be spinning a wheel with different stitch counts instead. And hopefully, okay, you can go. Um, Hopefully we can figure out how to record together um, to see what our counts are each week. Time zones are a bit of a pain, but I'm fairly confident that we'll find time each weekend because it shouldn't take us too long. But anyway, so I'm excited to play that game with Julie. We have been online friends for a very long time and keep meaning to connect, so it would be nice to actually do that. As for my other whips, I have done a massive cull. I think I mentioned on my return that I started reading again, and I would like to find a good balance between reading and stitching. And so I was trying to be a little bit more reasonable about how many whips I had. I haven't gotten rid of any. The others I chose to retire, I just put into storage. So if I ever want to go back to them, super easy to do. But I am down to 41 whips, technically. That includes 3 new starts. I'll have my New Year New Start, my birthday start, and then the start with Julie. And of all of those, there are 36 not part of a game. I don't know how I'm going to handle the rotation. I don't know of a game that has 36 participants. If you've got any ideas, please let me know because I want to make it fun, but I also want to touch every single whip this year. My goal is 500 stitches on all of my supersize max colours because I've left myself with 5, and I think I've got 7 that I haven't yet digitized, and I've got 500 just because I don't want to overwhelm myself and fail. And then the goal of 1,000 stitches on all of the others. I don't know if this is actually achievable. I kind of just threw round numbers out there, so I might have to modify it when I actually start next year, but for now, they're the numbers I'm going to go with, and we'll update you if they do change. Now, a way I am going to try and manage both. I'm sure everyone's heard of the Hard 75. It started out as an exercise challenge or a health challenge, trying to really set yourself up or whatever it was. The book talk community have modified it to be for reading, and I am modifying it further to be for all of the above. But I'm going to do hard 90 because the numbers are better in my brain because it's the 1st of January to the 31st of March. And I will be trying to do things for my health, for my reading, and my stitching. And while I can't see me continuing that level of commitment for the entire year, I'm hoping it sets me up in a really good place. So we'll see. As part of that, and kind of separately anyway, I have created an Excel spreadsheet to track all of my whips with conditional formatting, and I'll put a little bit of a clip here with screen recording of my iPad. And at the end of each video next year, I will show the month past and how I went. As you can see, I did try and show the 1,000 stitches to turn green and the wrong line did. So I've still got a bit of editing and find out where the gremlin is, but I'm really excited to hopefully get all greens by the end of the year. As well as the monthly videos with my tracking, I am also hoping to do a few stitch with me's next year. But the problem is I have no idea what to say when I'm stitching. So if you've got any ideas, I would greatly appreciate it. I've got a really good setup where I can record my stitching, and I would like to do that not only to have more videos out, but it's also a bit of accountability. But I don't want you sort of sitting in silence watching me stitch for however long I do that. So again, if you've got any ideas for that, please let me know. Other than that, I think I've covered pretty much everything. I will be recording an updated whip parade that will be released on the 3rd of January, and my December and 2025 wrap up will be released on the 4th of January. And then going forward, it will be the first Sunday of every month, and I'm really going to try and hit that and pre-record if I can't. So yeah, that's what November is. It's been a month, and December has continued that theme. 2025's been a lot. The only other thing that I'm just going to throw out at the end, I managed to get a place on the Heaven and Earth Designs cruise in 2027 that starts and ends in Sydney. So if anyone else managed to get a spot on board, please let me know, because I would love to catch up. I am so excited and am already counting down the days until we leave. But with that, I will let you go. Thank you for spending time with me and being so patient when I am so tardy with my videos. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.